Hey everyone, I'm going to break down for you one of my favorite custom GPTs that I created that's attached to a make.com automation, which then goes into my Airtable, where essentially you could take three real estate documents that I prepared that is the due diligence documents, the real estate purchase agreement, and the real estate transaction deal sheet. I'm showing this to you because I think there's a limit on what people believe that custom GPTs or AI could do in general. So I really want to walk through this one step by step on the process that I created to really break it down for you so you could really see and open up your mind on the potential of what is possible. So for this custom GPT, I tailored it towards the real estate sector where you have a bunch of documents and a lot of times uh, things get lost, clauses get confused, and a lot of documents are all over the place. So if you want a GPT that you're able just to dump all your documents in. It will organize all of your data and then not only organize it in here, it will actually send the data to an Airtable spreadsheet that I created, and you will have everything nicely laid out. And then after, if we have time, then I'll continue to show you more and more on how we could add on to this uh, flow. Basically, this is the missing link between a custom GPT and Airtable, which I'll explain more as we go through it. So to look through this GPT, it's a custom GPT that I created that's a real estate property analyzer. So if we go to edit GPT, I'm going to show you everything. So these are the instructions that I gave it. So you're an expert real estate document analyzer, and then its task is to pull out those important points that people are looking for in deals. And then I attach this to a custom webhook. And essentially, what a webhook is just a link from one endpoint to another endpoint of where it could send information from. So I'm attaching the ChatGPT webhook to my Airtable, to my make.com webhook, which is then attached to my Airtable. And I'll show you everything. It sounds complicated, but the more you get used to building out this type of stuff, the more you see it's not really that complicated, and you could ask AI on how to help. So here it says, okay, carefully examine the entire document before categorizing information, and then using precise language. And then here is where I say, okay, from the documents I give you, organize it into categories. So I want the property address, the full address, and the property details. Pull out all of this stuff from the documents because this is what people look for. And it's going to be very tiresome just to go through this document and do it all by hand, where it could be done essentially in 2 seconds. And I'll show you. So here are my instructions in my custom GPT. At the end of my instructions, I have a custom webhook where it's an action where it sends that information to this webhook, which creates a line in my Airtable, which then essentially I created 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 custom GPTs within make.com, which will then extract the proper information into Airtable itself and will auto-populate this into organized data. So this could significantly speed up your transaction by having everything neatly and organized. And I'll show you how it's done. We'll do a live run. Okay. So I'm taking these 3 documents that I prepared. It's AI generated as just the samples. Okay. Okay. So do the instructions and give information here first. Okay, so now I'm giving it those 3 documents, and I don't really have to do more than that. It's going to pull out all the details every single time based on all of those documents combined. So now you're getting all the details, all the transactions, the line items that you're looking for, pulling out from those documents, where it could significantly save up a lot of time and resources where you don't have to do this by hand. This is a perfect example where AI could be leveraged, and it will give you a first draft if you need to draft a LOI or something, or if you're looking for certain clauses. This could be so helpful if you don't have a lot of time. And this could really be tailored for anything you're looking for. So now that we have all of these items, I'm going to show you here. So right here, nothing is filled out. And it's very nice that I have everything here, but it would be nicer if I had a CRM where everything was neatly organized by property address, and every single deal that came through, I could put it in my custom GPT, organize all the data, and then update my CRM. So that's where I made a make.com workflow. So you can see here that now I'm going to click. So this runs automatically every time I click send, but I want to show you how it works. So I'm going to go into here, and then I'm going to click run once, so you could see how the information is going to be spread out. So you see here, like the webhook is loading. It's waiting for the data to be received. So now I go here and I click OK, send the data. So now it's connected to that webhook. You'll see what I mean. So now it knows to take all of this information, it's starting an action, and then it's going to send that data to this webhook right here. And then once it receives that information, it's going to create a Airtable record, and then it's going to go through this router, and it's going to create each one to create its own line item, so it's going to be neatly organized. And it takes a few seconds, and you're going to see here how it's going to automatically do this every time. It takes a few seconds, starting action. And you could see here, and you could watch it as it fills out the data. This is so much more than just a custom GPT that you go back and forth with, because you could actually send it to other information. You see here, it's created the webhook. Now it's going through all my custom GPTs and populating the data in Airtable itself. And now it's done. So imagine now you did that for another deal. You threw it in, sent the data, Airtable record populated. So now you could do this for every single deal, and everything is perfectly organized and neatly categorized for you to go in and now read over this information, read through those documents, and have a good idea of where your deal is at. And in these custom GPTs, I have my own instructions where it says, pull out this information, pull out this information, pull out this information. So I know it's going to be accurate and nothing will be like a hallucination, and that everything is going to be very precise, because the better the instructions are written, the less hallucination will occur. And this is just one example that I really wanted to show you that first, custom GPTs are incredible, that you could just throw in your documents and you could get all of this done without going back and forth. Second, that you could create a custom action from that custom GPT to actually build out workflows to your Airtable or other third-party platforms. This is where the concept of, I guess, agentic AI comes from, that it's kind of connecting a lot of things that could be done separately into one workflow. So instead of chatting with it and copy pasting it to another third-party platform, you can now just kind of give it a task and it will perform certain actions on its own and kind of taking care of certain deliverables going in and allowing you to review it and make sure it's accurate. And you could even take this one step further, because once you have that information, you could now tell this to, okay, you have that information. So let's say you want to draft an email to the client. So you could just add another module. Let's put that over here. Let's put that down there. And let's say, let's do OpenAI. Okay. Let's do Turbo Mini. Okay. So now I'm going to write a nice email to the client telling them I looked over the deal, and here are the important points for your reference. Okay. Now take those important points from the below and make it nice. So you can see here, you could basically do whatever you want and it will be done every single time. Okay. So now, but we need somewhere for that place to go. So we're going to we're going to create another record where it's called email to client. So now you just have a draft email to the client ready to review if this is what you need every single time. So now we're going to add this. I'm going to add another module in Airtable. So it updates a record. I go here, table 1, and then because it's following this property ID, so the record ID is going to be here from create a record, so it knows to stay in that record, and then we're going to put that output here. So now you just have to make sure to save and make. Now let's run it again and see what happens. So let's go run once. Let's say send information again. If anyone has any questions, please leave it in the chat below. I'll be more than happy to answer anything. Once you get the concept of what this is able to do, you're really able to build out your entire workflow and create drafts for everything you're doing on a daily basis, leaving you room to really focus on the strategy, the reviewing, and the things that really matter and the things that really people enjoy about their work, not like the nitty-gritty of reading through these 80-page documents and just sorting the data before you can even analyze it. So this really takes a significant chunk out of your day to really focus on what's important. Now let's see how this goes. Okay, so it's gonna fill all of this. As you can see, it's filling it up by itself. So it's doing it all again. And then it should now draft an email to the client based on that module. Okay, did I make an error? Nope. Let's see. Okay, great, here. Okay, now Now you have a draft email to the client, review of your real estate deal. Dear client name, I hope this message finds you well. I took the time to thoroughly review the details of your recent real estate deal, and I wanted to share a comprehensive summary. So now you're sending to the client property address, property details, financial terms, key parties involved, important dates, contingencies, additional conditions. And you could see how thorough this is and how you could really write out such great instructions, and you could start doing this to everything, like create an LOI, letter of intent, or create a draft email to the opposing attorney, create a draft email to the broker. Like you could have everything drafted as templates where you give it the information and everything will be done for you right away. And that's the power of what AI can do for you. See, and should you have any questions or if there's any additional information, please do not hesitate to reach out. See, now every single time I drop new documents in here, it's going to pull everything. And then when I run it again, this module is now attached. So it's on, save changes. So now it's going to run this every single time, and it's going to create a new record every single time. So I just really wanted to show that custom GPTs are amazing, and everyone should create custom GPTs for everything they're doing. But then once you combine it with automation, while leveraging AI inside the actual automation itself and combining your CRM or third-party platforms, then it's really a different ballgame, and you could get so much done on a daily basis that it's really changing the game. So I just wanted to share this example and walk you through it step by step to really show you and open up the possibilities in your mind of what's possible, because we're getting to a point where if you could think of something, it could probably be built. And I think it's a very exciting time. So if this is something you like, or you have an idea, if you want to build something for your company, please feel free to reach out. I'll be more than happy to help you, and looking forward to seeing you. I hope you guys have a great day.